Make millions with a one-person business. Here's how. There's a new business in 2024 that's on the rise. And it's how all the big personality brands that you see online right now on YouTube, whether it be Iman Gadzhi, Andrew Tate, all the online entrepreneurs have made their actual money. Now, not only has this created the most millionaires in history, the one-person business model is single-handedly the most profitable business that anyone could start. And I'm going to explain why that's the case. Now, I've made over $800,000 online. We're closing off on our first million. And in all of my years, I've been doing this for 6-7 years now, I have never seen an opportunity like this one. So in this video, I'm going to lay out step by step how anyone can start a one-person business model in 2024, and also how to do it in a way that's fulfilling, in a way that's super profitable, and in a way where you can genuinely change people's lives. If you solved any problems in your life, you are qualified to start a one-person business. As one person with close to zero startup costs, all by using the knowledge that you have in your head and you already have and putting it out on a digital product. So let's go back to first principles. Let's keep it easy. Okay. Business is all about helping people get what they want. And when you become so freaking good at helping Bob, Joe, it could be anyone, get what they want or solve a problem, you will make a lot of money. That's what business has always been. And so a question for you, for example, have you gotten in shape? If you have a six-pack right now, guess what? There are millions of people, literally in my city of Philadelphia, that are willing to pay you $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 to get in shape, to learn how you got a six-pack. They want to learn from you. Do you have a six-figure salary in a certain job sector, maybe in coding, maybe in finance? Well, there are thousands, hundreds of thousands of people that would love to learn how you were able to land your job. Have you made any sort of money online? Guess what? There are a lot of people willing to pay you to learn how you were able to make money online. And what better or more profitable way is there to solve the actual problem that you experienced and solved, and therefore can help other people do the same? Here's the thing. Everyone has a one-person business idea already. You already have it in your head. You are already capable of starting a one-person business. And an exercise that I would like you to do, if you have a pen and paper, is to do this. Write down what meaningful problem have you solved in your life. And this could be any problem or any challenge that meant a lot for you. Usually those are the best things that you can actually help other people do. And because as humans, we are naturally forgetful creatures. I don't know why I forget. I don't remember what I ate last week for breakfast. And so what this requires is for you to sit down, go to a park, do it at your desk, get a nice cup of coffee, and write down what are the problems that you have faced and have overcome in the past 5, 6, 7 years. Now, once you have a list of problems, look at one or two that you would feel really good about in terms of being able to help other people. And usually that's going to be your one-person business idea. It doesn't have to be complicated. It never was complicated. Hundreds, if not thousands of people, hundreds of thousands of people, or even millions of people are still going through that problem. They're still having those problems, and they're looking for someone that can help them, that can educate them. And the key is to really tie more back to when you were what I call in the valleys. And the valleys, the way that I describe it, is when you were going through that problem and you were in the very lowest of the lowest. Start to remember, what challenges were you facing? What things were you telling yourself? These are things that other people are actively going through. And if you can get very clear on where you were in the valleys, where you were when you were in the midst of that problem, you're able to get clear on what action steps, what process did you take? Because all the problems that you solved in your life, you had a process to solve those problems. And everyone has experienced these types of times, right? These dark periods of time, from your favorite superhero, right? All the movies, your Marvel movies, your infamous Rocky scenes, right? The Rocky cutscene, everything involves having valleys. Even your 5th grade teacher had to have gone through valleys. No one can escape these challenges or these valleys, but it's who we become in the process that shapes us as the person that we are today. So as I mentioned, reflect, because there are certain actions that you took when you were in the valleys that will tremendously help somebody else be able to get out of their own valley. The question is, will you document? Will you actually do this exercise so that you can find out what process that you actually took to solve this problem, knowing that it can help hundreds of thousands of other people that are going through the same problem, knowing that you can serve so many more people, that you can be the person that you wish you had when you were going through those valleys. Financial freedom is the byproduct of getting a large number of people what they want. And this leads me to my next point. The world is in need of new teachers. Now, hear me out. I imagine a world where the criteria to teach, to be a teacher, isn't based on certifications or degrees or, how many colleges that you graduate from. Instead, whether you've solved the actual problem that you're teaching others is the only requirement and should have only been the only requirement to teach. And the reason for this is that people learn best from those who they feel similar to. The person making 6 figures online could benefit more off of a recent millionaire than the billionaire that got rich in the 1980s. And so that's the thing. You don't need to be an expert. You just need to be a couple of steps ahead. As long as you are a couple of steps ahead, you will be valuable to someone. And if you're valuable to somebody, they're willing to pay you to help them get out of their problems. And so your job isn't to be the expert. Your job is just to document and remember and be able to effectively teach how you were able to solve specific problems in your life. And you see, with a new era of teachers is a new type of school. And what even is the point? I was journaling about this the other day. What is the point of school? The point of school and the entire reason for it is that you're supposed to learn. That's always been the goal. And for decades, schooling was in a traditional format, right? You went to school, you went on that yellow bus, you went to a public school or a private school, and you had 5 or 6 different teachers teaching English, math, history. And I'm not saying these topics aren't important. I'm not saying that school wasn't important, but the problem with school is the slow adaptation of new topics and or the room for personalized learning. You see, you have to understand school is a business, and business is a means for money to flow through it. The global kindergarten to 12th grade, hear me out, the kindergarten to 12th grade education system, their market size was valued at $2.5 trillion in 2023. I'm just reading my notes here. $2.5 trillion. That's how big just kindergarten to 12th grade. We're not even talking about college right now. For the past 10 years or even 20 years, hasn't changed that much at its core, even though it's a $2.5 trillion market. And anything that doesn't adapt will die. And so in the past 3 years, ever since what happened in 2020, people started to actually open their eyes to new ways of learning, of consuming information. And you saw this mainly with Gen Z and millennials, people in their 20s. They were relying on TikTok, they were relying on YouTube, they were relying on the internet for more of a credible source than teachers from school, which I totally get. So what's happening right now as we speak, in this moment right here, centralization of school and economy is decentralizing, as in more people are getting access to new information and they're learning in new ways. The internet, social media, and code have allowed this transition to happen, and it's happening at a very rapid pace. And so what that means for you is that the one-person business model of educating, entertaining, and inspiring lots of people through media and code is very possible and would have been impossible millions of years ago. In my humble opinion, the conventional path and the educational path, employment path, is soon to be a path that doesn't really make too much sense. So let me give you a math equation, because I'm Asian and I love math, to launch a profitable one-person business. I promise you, if you just take this time to actually understand this equation, and it's not by me, it's not by this Asian guy right here, Alex Hormozi, he has generated well over $100 million online. He is probably one of the leading, if not the leading entrepreneur in the online space. And he came out with this amazing equation. I'm going to read it out right here. Okay, so you want to memorize this and it will shape the way that you view business forever. So the equation is dream outcome times perceived likelihood of achievement divided by the amount of time delay times the effort and sacrifice. And what this equates to is value. It's the value that you create in the marketplace. Let me pull this back into how this applies to building a one-person business. Dream outcome. This is the designation, this is the finish line that your former self would have died to get to eventually. You get to your dream outcome by solving a specific challenge, overcoming a certain problem, or developing a certain skill. So again, think about what the dream outcome could be that you could lead others to that you have already gotten to. And I promise you, If you look back in your life, there are certain parts of your life or certain areas of your life where you have gotten to where most people would love or die to get to. And so it's just being aware, being self-aware, to do the exercise and to look back and reflect and really believe that it's valuable and believe that you can genuinely change someone's life. Business is all about helping people get what they want. And so this exercise is very important, and then you crossed it off. Now it's dream outcome times the perceived likelihood of achievement. And this part is how likely people believe that you can help them get to that dream outcome that you did before. And this comes down from just purely documenting your journey. Because guess what? You have already achieved the thing that they want. And so the perceived likelihood is very high because you've already done it. And so it just comes from conviction in the process, and 2, being able to document it so that they can feel confident that they can replicate it and do it for themselves. Now you have these 2 things. That's the top of the equation. Then you want to divide that by time delay. So time delay is how long it takes for them to get to their dream outcome. So let's say that I wanted to get a 6-pack. How long would it take? The one that is able to get me a 6-pack or tells me he can get me a 6-pack in 2 months compared to 1 year is going to have a very big advantage. They're going to provide more value to the marketplace. For that reason, they're going to get more sales and they're going to be able to charge more. And so that's time delay times effort and sacrifice, right? How much does one person have to give up, or how much effort do they have to put in to get to the dream outcome? If I said, hey, you can get a 6-pack and all you have to do is eat chips and you don't have to work out and you'll get it in 2 weeks, well, guess what? I have the best value to bring to the marketplace, and I'm going to be able to get the most amount of sales as well as be able to charge the most. And so if you put all these 4 things together, you have the equation, you have what it takes to build a one-person business model. And that is the offer that you could use to be able to craft your first business idea and be able to launch your one-person business. Now it's time for the fun part, which is to turn your knowledge into the actual digital product or a high-ticket program online. This is where most people freeze. When money starts coming up, they start thinking, oh, Caleb, I can't do this. I'm not meant for this. I'm not this person. I'm not going to be able to do this. This is where most people freeze. This is what you need to know. People have a negative connotation with taking money. It's probably your upbringing influences a lot of whether or not you're able to receive money and see it as a bad or good thing. I had a lot of limiting beliefs that I had to work through with my coach to make sure that when I receive money, even when I 100% deserve it, that I'm able to feel capable of bringing it in and bringing more of it, because that's what I get. You get money, you receive money when you give people value. And people only see things as valuable, whether you know it or not, when they put their money where their mouth is. And so if you genuinely wanted to serve somebody and you genuinely wanted to change someone's life, a lot of the times it needs them to have a commitment that is uncomfortable. That is how people move. That is how people start to change their life for a better direction. And so it is your best interest to be able to charge money to provide a transformation for someone. So here are the 2 most important things when selling a digital product or a high-ticket program in the one-person business model. Number 1 is that you need someone to sell to. You need an audience. You need your tribe of people. So if you read 1,000 True Fans by Kevin Kelly, you can go ahead and search it on Google. It's a 5-minute, 10-minute read on the blog. The definition of true fans. A true fan is described as someone who purchases anything the creator produces. These fans are deeply committed, engaging extensively with the creator's outputs and supporting them financially. So in short, you don't need a huge audience to make a huge impact or to be able to make a lot of money. You just need a core group of people that are willing to support your vision and that you can actually serve. 1,000, 5,000, 10,000, that's still a big enough number to be able to start a one-person business, make an impact, and be able to do this full-time. Now, I know what you might be thinking. You might be thinking, oh, well, do I start on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube? There's so many different things, threads. The most important thing, and what has helped me after building an audience size, which is very small, by the way, of 20,000, I decided to pick YouTube and go all in without having to pick 5 different ones and not getting good at any. The most important thing is just to start. Take the first step. Your future self will thank you. So now you have the audience. The second thing is you need something to sell to that audience where you're going to help them solve that problem. And that could be a course or what we recommend, which is a high ticket program where you can charge anywhere from 2, 3, 4, even 10,000 for some of our clients to help the people overcome their challenges and be able to get to their desired outcome, get what they want. For example, if you've got a six-pack, right, which we're getting there, we're getting kind of close. You landed on helping other people get a six-pack. And so you can help young men, let's say in their 20s, get a six-pack, and you could sell it for $2,000. It could be a 90-day program that helps others in their 20s do the exact same. The structure of it would be 3 to 4 coaching calls where you would have people hop on. It would be a course that shows step-by-step how to get a six-pack, how you've gotten a six-pack. Or if you wanted to sell a course, you could sell a course for anywhere from $500 to $1,000, breaking down, again, step-by-step how you were able to get to their desired outcome. And really, that's all you need to start a one-person business. Anything else is fluff. Anyone else that tells you to get, 5 different softwares and all this and that, physical location, you don't need that, which is why this one-person business model is the best opportunity in 2024. All you need is an audience and a digital product. In the first time in history, anyone has the potential to grow a $1 million business, and it is the best opportunity right now, and it will continue to be so. There is no other opportunity that allows you to come in at zero capital, be able to make one video and reach millions of people with just your iPhone and being able to upload it on YouTube for free with no ad spend and being able to just go viral. You would have had so big of a production to be able to rake in even 100,000 views. This was never possible, but now it is. And again, the best part is that you don't have to be an expert. You just need your own personality. You need to be a few steps ahead of people. You need to have solved an actual problem. And if you have, then you're capable of starting a one-person business. The world is in need of more people that are willing to start this type of business. Education, learning is absolutely crucial for the growth of human potential and also the economy. The world needs more people that are willing to teach, willing to educate, willing to share what they've done to solve their problems instead of just teachers that have certifications or degrees that don't mean anything. And so this is the birth of the one-person business model. The real question is this: will you partake in this?